Ladies and gentlemen, just off the interwebs out there, Sebastion, Envi, style cinephile, Spiderman, Disney Plus, dropped 2 episodes, so let's geek about it for a scant few minutes. Now, as I said, it's probably going to be late when I got to it. There's umpteen million, TikToks and YouTube videos out there with folks talking about it, so I'm not going to go blow for blow for each episode. I'm not going to give you, 437 Easter eggs that you missed in the first 5 minutes of the first episode, any of those types of videos. It's just, in a nutshell, give a few things that I liked, a few things that I didn't like, and look ahead to what could be to come with this show. The art style is going to take some getting used to, but I think it's in the same vein as like What If. The art style and the animation took a little bit to get used to. It took our eyes a little bit to settle and get used to what we're looking at, but it happened. Same thing's going to apply to this. Once we get into like episode 4 and 5 and stuff like that, we'll be plenty used to it. We already know the show's been greenlit for 3 seasons, so hopefully that gives them time to really plan and develop the stories that they're going to be telling, so they can really stick the landing on all of them. Voice actors are great. The characters that they give us are interesting. We have, of course, Peter. May, Uncle Ben is dead before Peter even gets bit by the spider, so what made him put on the mask, I'm sure we'll find out at some point in time. Perhaps when there's some scenes with Norman Osborn trying to get to know Peter, we'll get some flashback shit, and we'll find out what made him put on the mask. Because we know in this universe, it is Norman Osborn, not Tony Stark, who is mentoring Peter Parker. Again, they have 3 seasons to kind of play this stuff out. Is he going to be the Green Goblin at some point? Is that going to affect his mentor-mentee relationship with Peter? Remains to be seen. We got Nico Minoru as Peter's best friend in the show. I like that dynamic. We've got Lonnie Lincoln, who is Tombstone in the comics. Here in this, he's a jock who's apparently smart, who doesn't want to just have sports and being a jock be his whole everything. He wants options, as he put it. We find out that he's smart, he's caring, he's charismatic. The way he kind of embraces, he's popular, he's a jock, but he just takes Peter and welcomes him in his like circle and welcomes him to be a friend of his. It's not going to be, a typical like Flash Thompson Peter Parker high school relationship where Flash is the bully to Peter. No, they're cool. I like that because that can give you some drama later on down the line if Lonnie becomes Tombstone. We see that away from school, away from the front that Lonnie's putting on of this super popular, super fun quarterback guy, we see that he goes through some of the stuff that us black folk go through with being just harassed by the cops or having, scared little like white women pull their kids away from us. We see that happen to him. We see that he's, I don't want to say he's like living in a lower class situation, but him and his family, they're struggling a little bit, but we see that Lonnie is there trying to help out, trying to help his brother with homework, trying to help his mom, with repairs on the vehicle so they can kind of, because those are expensive. So he's trying to chip in. I'm wondering if that effort, that desire to chip in, help out with the family, provide is going to take him down some gangsterous roads and make him, pull him into making some decisions that put him on the path of being Tombstone. Again, 3 seasons. We got time to play this shit out. We ain't got to like rabbit fuck it in the first season. One thing I did not notice on the first go round was how a scene towards the end of the first episode kind of mirrored the scene in Civil War where we meet Peter. Norman Osborn is there instead. We see sort of a clip. We see a scene where he rescues some people that is akin to the rescue scene that Tony Stark pulls up in Civil War. The one thing I did key in on was when they showed the Queen's writing text for the location tag on the screen. It made me think of Civil War, but I did not catch the, sort of one-to-one scene when Peter comes home with the DVD player towards the end of the episode. I did not catch that. It took me like watching a couple people's kind of talkbacks to like realize, oh shit, yeah, that's what that's from. We got some Doctor Strange in this because he came through a portal from another Earth, battling a symbiote of sorts, and then a radioactive spider from another Earth is what bites Peter. So I like the fact that they're just really leaning into this whole multiversal aspect and just trying to do different fun things. And as far as like, you know, the origin and some of the characters, and ideally some of the stories that they tell. That's what the fun of the multiverse thing. You can do different stuff. Voice actors, all great. Even, you know, the lead voice actor for Spider-Man, Hudson Thames, also, you know, an incel dog whistling person with his whole comments about worrying about the show was going to be woke and annoying. And then it's like, I'm like looking at the show and I'm just like, there's so much in the show that kind of lends itself to these people who complain and bitch about stuff being woke. There's a whole bunch of like non-white characters running around. Dr. Connors is now a black chick, which I know there's probably some like Reddit threads like on fire now. People pissed off about that. And again, going back to Lonnie's experience, those two scenes where the parent pulls the kid away from him and then when he's being kind of eyeballed by the cops, that's shit that, you know, that shit that we deal with. That shit that I have dealt with specifically in my life multiple times. So that shit kind of resonates with me. But that's kind of stuff that people in that camp label as like woke and agenda pushing and, you know, leftist agenda and all that type of bullshit. So it's like funny to hear the dude make those comments and then see that stuff in that episode. And it makes me wonder like what he's thinking now. And I've seen one video where a guy had pointed out that Hudson Thames didn't even have to audition for the role. They just gave it to him. But he was also theorizing that maybe we'll see like a clarification or some sort of apology or something. I'm like, nah, I don't even need that shit from him. Like, just as I said in my last video, that's what the dude believes. Let him stand on the business of that. If that he wants to be a part of that incel, you know, bullshit ass camp of people, let him do it. Free country. I want him to stand on business with the shit. I don't want some half-ass, you know, apology where he's like, that's, you know, I didn't mean to offend anyone with my comments. That's not who I am. Just that boilerplate bullshit. I don't need any of it. Don't want any of it. You said it. Stand by it, Hudson Thames. You did some dog whistling shit. Stand on business, bro. But remains to be seen how that shit plays out. But again, 3 seasons. They got plenty of time to do fun things. It's just, will they stick the landing with this as they go forward? I'm here for it. I'm interested enough in it. I'm not a big Spider-Man guy. Like, I have my, you know, my, I don't know if you can see it. Right there is a shelf of Spider-Man villains for my Marvel Legends. That being said, not a huge Spider-Man guy, but I am interested enough to see where this show goes. Remains to be seen how it all plays out in the end. Reviews thus far, I've seen, like, you know, kind of nitpick on this and that, but say it has a lot of potential, and I believe it does. It just remains to be seen how, you know, what they do going forward. But we'll all find out together, as I always and often say. But Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood. Are you friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Next time, of course, and always, let us geek.